everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It is Saturday, the 28th of November, 2020, and we have with us our very, very wonderful channel, Jim Charles. Hi, Jim.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Hi, everyone, and welcome.
Whoops.
This is Karen
There
Newman.
we go.
This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar.
Thank you. That's
You're echoing.
That's because my YouTube thing opens and starts shouting at you. That's
Okay.
me shouting at me. So anyway, okay. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone. A couple days late, but I hope you had a really nice Thanksgiving. And we'll start off with Angie, who has some announcements, and then we'll go to the blessings and the requests. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Jim and I are looking at scheduling the next Human Colony class. It will be White Magic Level 1. And it's not actually scheduled yet, but we are looking at the last week of January. As soon as we get the details together for that, the date, the price, the time, I will get it on Hucolo webpage under classes. And then I will also come on next week with and make the announcement of the exact, I believe Jim is scheduling it on Tuesday.
Great. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to start with some blessings.
Well, I was going to do an announcement.
Talk about little,
Oh, Jim's going to do an announcement. So sorry.
Well, I just wanted to say, if you're interested in that class, please let Angie know, because there has been a lot of interest in that class,
Yes.
but they didn't know where to go. So tell them where to go.
It's class, go to hucolo.org, and then it's under classes. You can read the information and then send an email to classes@hucolo.org. I have made a list of those that have already sent me their interest in this class. So continue to send the email to classes@hucolo.org. I'm keeping a file of those, and we will, as soon as we get the classes scheduled, I will send an email to those that have already had an interest.
All right. And I was tasked with letting people know, we just had a class last Sunday, and it was a channeling class. And from what I understood from most people, the feedback that we got was very, very positive. And so I was very happy that many people were able to get something out of the channeling class. Lendorn was the name of the alien that came through that did the channeling class, and it was very helpful to those that were in there. Now, if people would have other questions about that, they can send me an email, and I can answer some of their questions by email if there are more questions. I know that not all the questions got asked, and the class ran over 35 minutes, but there was still a lot more information that people needed. So just a heads up on that. If you were one of those people that didn't get your questions asked, please email me and I will try to answer them by email. Hopefully everything came out right. But if you have any suggestions or improvements, please let us know. We're not here just to get the praise for it, but we want to hear also how to make it better, because you are the ones we are trying to get to. You're the ones that are the students, and we want to get as much information and as much positivity to you as we can. So if there is anything that we need to improve on, please let us know. I mean, we really, really appreciate the comments and the letting us know what needs to be improved, especially. Thank you so much.
I have
now you can do the bless. Yes, Angie?
I was just going to say, if you have the questions, you can send them to classes@hucolo.org. I'll compile a list of questions, and then you could just take and just answer them, because if you get 30 emails, you already get your emails for classes. So if you would like to just send it to classes@hucolo.org with your questions, I'll get the questions to Jim, and he can just sit down one night and just answer the questions.
Right. Very good.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we'll start with some blessings, and then we'll go to requests. So we'll start with Yana, and then we'll go to Kathy, and then we'll go to Alan, and then you guys can just pick it up one right after the other. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Greetings.
Greetings. Tēnā ka hantatana ka e te e, orto e kantatana ka e tu o. Hainoa ka tatatana ka e te, arte tuata kantata, arte uata nai tatakai tate. Ai no e ka hantata, te ututuata ka tantata, e te o ko hantata tana te e. Orte o ataka, to e tua taka na tatata e ke. Ai te ukua. Thank you.
God's light is shining. Let it shine directly on you. Face into it so that you can see and know what he's trying to tell you. Because there are things that are happening now that demand purification. God is there to help, to love, to expose those things that do not belong with you and lead you into the light and to be the example to the world that is necessary.
Ivarushi taho e sorotoko enaji idi pesorodosha shakarioja matovipa idi iriaru shorosotoko e sotibaro elashi oja matoreja storosho tojo alaro eshe e matoro oja marimato matojuare he shantikoro parovi adonai ela ushuane matorejo janoshuaje la mare doko e tu sera. Namaste.
There are missions that are being stopped because they are not paying attention to what is positive. Bring yourself back into the light. Make sure that you are concentrating on the things of God. Bring yourself into that place where it is a good thing and a loving thing and a reached out hand, and not into a place of judgment.
Ashana yarana kaya sakuna resane ange koza yarana sukane ya kruna sene yang rayana sang kruna sange amya sakinasi kruna sang rasa Krana sayanar radasgana kuna sangana rasi
We lift you up and place you in God's hands. We lift you up to let you know that you are desired and that there is hope and purity for the world to come. Your missions will continue. Your missions move forward in light. Let that light reach out. Let it be a part of all that is you. Let that light know the difference between what is true and what is not. Keep yourself protected. Know your heart and know when God is speaking. The love and guidance of God is so important at this time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, we have some requests, so I will read those out. We have Elijah and Takur, especially when regarding the recent Galactic meeting. There's also a request for someone that can talk about the 1212 portals. So I recorded that as a 1212 portal emissary. And then also someone who can interpret the light language pictograms. Apparently there's some specific pictograms that have been appearing lately. So someone that can explain those. There's a request for Raka, and there's a request from Sheer for Anubis. And then who else did you have, Sheer? You and someone else as well.
Geliantrus Pinar.
Which you just said. So, yeah, so those are the requests we have.
All right, very good.
Yes.
All right, I will go into a little bit of a meditation. Everyone have a wonderful session. Turn your hearts into real pure light right now so that we can bring in all the truth and all the information that's necessary for now. I'm a great believer that God is with us and with you. Much love.
Much love.
One moment.
Sure.
Thank you.
No problem.
Greetings, I am Elijah. At this point in time, there's no greater subject matter than love. And I talk about love many times. But remember this. This is what God wants for this world. Love. God wants you to be able to reach out to each other in love and understanding and friendship, in community. God wants love to be shown to everyone, not just to those that are close to you, but those that are in need as well. God is with you all. You must recognize that He is there. You must recognize that He wants to work with you. You must recognize His power, His energy, and His words and positivities. There are many times when love is very hard to show, but yet you can understand that unconditional love is there, because even through anger or even through turmoil, there can be love. It is not always that you are in the right frame of mind with your family or friends, but yet you love them. Think of that when you go to your prayers and your meditations, that your love show through to these people and forgiveness is given to them and the world. At this time in the world, there is great darkness, but I don't want to speak about that except for your light that shines in it. You must be that light. And by being that light, that means you are showing love, you are showing kindness, compassion, truth, love. You are not showing hatred, judgment, or putting people down, or withholding healing from them because you don't like them. You are of God, and God loves all, and God will help all when they call on Him. He will even help them in times when they do not call. Hasn't He not helped you in times when you have not called on him. You are still prosperous, many of you. You are still in line with God and have many, many blessings from him. Many gifts have been given from him. Many more will be given from him. But you must show his love. You must be that light. I know that I have given this message before, but it has not sunk in with everyone. It has not become the norm for everyone. It has not made its way into the world from everyone. In fact, some of the light workers are turning dark, and I don't want to see that. And God does not want to see that. But they are spewing negativity and hatred. They're telling lies and claiming that they are telling the truth. Beware. This is a time of great deception. And there is great negativity being preached. If you find that, turn it off. If you find negativity in the message, turn it off. Even in mine, if you find a great deal of negativity, you must turn to the light. Make sure that the light is being properly given to the world. Of course, we must speak about negativity now and then, because you can't just ignore it and have it go away. You must actually come up against it. There are times when you must come up against it. And that's not to say you go looking for it. Do not do that. That is asking for trouble. But God wants to be your strength, your ally. He wants to be all that you can be and more. Because remember what I've always said. Your goals are here. His goals are far beyond that for you. He has so much more for you than you can possibly imagine. If you follow truly in his steps. I see many of you doing that and are a beautiful light. Many look up to you because you are a beautiful light and want to be like you because you are a beautiful light. Give God the glory for that. I give God the glory for all truth that is spoken. Now I know some have turned away because they don't like some of the things I have to say. It makes them feel guilty, and so they turn it off. But let that guilt speak to you, because God is trying to get to you for some reason, whatever it is. He is trying to give you the message of truth. He is trying to give you the message of love. He is trying to turn you from darkness to light, and from light to even lighter, to enlightenment. It is not easy. What I say is not easy. Everyone suffers trying to wrap their mind around unconditional love because it seems impossible. But it is there. And there are some of you that are very, very close to being truly unconditionally loving. You even are there for those that you do not love. And that is unconditional love, because you are reaching out in God's spirit to love them, even though something inside of you says they're really not very lovable. But that's what God requires. God requires this kind of effort, because are you to choose your people to teach, or are you to teach all the people? Are you to choose the people you heal, or are you to heal all the people? Are you to choose what wisdom to give to the people, or are you to choose to give all the people the wisdom and let them decide what they can accept and agree on? Now, I know some say don't cast your pearls before a swine, which means you don't give wisdom to people that won't understand it. But those are not the people that you'll be talking to, because they won't come to you. The people that come to you are those that want information, that want your wisdom, love, compassion, and understanding and healing. These are the people that will be coming to you. Those that are on the streets, or those that do not want to know the truth, will not come. They may throw stones at your home. They may torture you in some way, but they are not the ones you are preaching to. And you must turn away and say, bless you. Bless you all. And what else can you do? You love them, even in their misunderstanding of all things, even in their loneliness and lowliness. You still must love them. Even for their torture, you must love them. Even for their foulness, you must love them. That is not easy. But it is the vision that you must have for the future, that all things are working for good because God is working in all of you. God is the light and he is the pathway, and he's shining the light on the pathway. Love. Not easy. Easy for some and difficult for others. You may love this person. They're just wonderful. They do all the right things. They say all the right stuff. But this one over here, harder to love. Don't do the right things. Don't make me feel well. Don't make me see them as a good person. But guess what? God's love is in them somewhere. God's light is in them somewhere. So you must find it. Find God's light everywhere. Because if you're looking for the darkness, you will find it. And you will not be happy that you have found it. You will not be happy that you found it. But in God's love and light, you will be happy to move through negativity very easily. Because as he gives you that positive thought process, that positive, all the things that are good. Oh yes, they're going to try to strike you down, but it will be easier to lift yourself up if you're already up. How far can they strike you down? You will see people in history with God's love. They are being stricken down, but they're still saying, I believe in God and I will not give in to anything but God. You may kill the body, but my spirit is still with God. That's where you need to be. Not that they're going to come after you to kill your body, but you must be of the mindset that nothing is going to stop you. Only God matters. Of course, the people matter around you, but the God in you cares about all these people. Those of you that have ears, hear and understand what that means. Those of you that have understanding, let that understanding go directly to the heart, because it sometimes must bypass the mind to be understood and felt. But then you must bring it into the mind, because everything must be processed in a way that is godly or not. But the heart must be involved with that process. I love you all. I've always loved you all. And so has God. And the messages of love that he is sending here to the world today are dire, because love is failing at some levels with some peoples, with some areas of the world that are turning darker. They're accusatory. They're deeply harming the fabric of society. And you say, so what? But let God be your answer. Let God be your light. And his will be done. Oh, definitely. No matter what it looks like, God's hand will be in it for the future. God's hand will be in it for the future. All things work together for good for those who love the Lord. Now, that's God in any language, in any religion, in any thought process. God is God. You may only see him in certain lights and certain personalities and facets, but God is all things to all people. So when you come together and you discuss God, you will find so many facets of him: forgiveness, love, compassion, understanding, healing, working in ways that you cannot even comprehend, because he is beyond your mindset. He is beyond your level of understanding. He is Mother, Father, God. And I want to mention that too, because Mother, Father, God, this is a time of equalization. Men and women are equal. There is not one above the other. They should work together. They should be seen as equal, for their minds are just as bright as one another's. Sometimes one will be brighter than the other, but that is not the important thing. The important thing is you work together and you see each other as equals. No judgment because they are man or woman. No judgment. This is a time when women will rise and men will rise alongside of them to carry out the will of God. Not just men or not just women, but both. All right, I'm becoming long-winded and I don't want to do that. My love for you is vast, and God's love for you is within me, and that's what makes my love for you vast. I give God the glory for that. Always give God the glory. No matter what it is, what task you have achieved for yourself, God is part of that. God gets the glory for your understanding, strength, beauty, and love. Healing. To God be the glory. And for that, I am happy. Let God be your guide. Let God be the glory that is you. Let him give you all the gifts that he can, because with your obedience comes greater and greater gifts. Yes, it's true. He will open up those places, just as the energy of healing will do the same if it's used properly. Much love to you all, and I will go. Someone else will be waiting.
Thank you.
To God be the glory.
God be the glory.
Greetings, I'm Takur.
Welcome to Kerr. You are much requested and very welcome.
Thank you very much. I have come here because there's a lot of questions about what is happening with the Galactic meetings that started on Thanksgiving Day.
Yes.
Your time. Those of you from other lands, that would be the 26th of November. And so there was a great deal of organization and preliminaries that they must take care of on the first couple days. So not really much has been discussed yet. It's been, the first day was organization and getting everything on the list that needed to be discussed. They usually have that list already prepared, but they have to go over that list to make sure all those things that are being discussed are still of interest to all parties. Now, they may add some things and take away some things from the list, but for the most part, the list stays the same and it's multifaceted. So there are different areas of thought process. So they do that in order. The first thing that they talk about is the communication between the governments of the world and the people that are outside communicating with the governments. So that kind of, that's the protocol must be done first. And they are there to say, yes, we are here. These are the subject matters. This is how we want to introduce each item to the world, etc. So that is already done. The first couple of days took care of most of those things. Now, later on the Friday evening, they started to get into some of that subject matter. And the very first thing is about first contact. That is their very first, the people out here, that is their very, very first subject matter. Because without first contact, all the other subject matters become secondary, if you understand that. The medicine, the wives and husbands, everything is sort of secondary when it comes to looking at the government meetings until first contact is discussed thoroughly, and that usually takes a few days. Is there any questions?
Yes, there's several questions. First is from Ian. Go ahead, Ian.
Hi, Tucker. Greetings.
Greetings.
A couple of weeks ago, there was a reptilian being named, I believe it's called Tienza, that came through Jim.
Tienza.
Tienza. So you're familiar with this being?
Yes, he is an Eliashondai Zendi.
Okay. And he had asked us, making a request, if we could, what was actually, suspected that our call was being monitored by the government, and was making a plea to have a seat at the table with the governments, with their own race, and that they were not part of the Galactic Council or Intergalactic Council. Correct. And that they felt that their views were not being heard, or requests weren't being shared, so they chose not to take part. Can you shed any light on that information as to why that is the case?
Well, they came from Andromeda, so they're not part of the Galactic Council. This is a galactic meeting, so they were actually not invited. That is one of their gripes. They wanted to be a universal council so that they can join. Their efforts have been sort of scorned by the world because they are reptilian. Even though they are friendly reptilians, they are not the reptilians that humans are dealing with at the time. The humans are dealing with a more negative group, and though that negative group of aliens knows who the Eliashondai Zendi is and does not want them interfering with anything that they have to do. So there's a lot of different fronts here where they have been shunned. They've been shunned by all the nations. No one wants to talk to them. They had representation even on the Earth that has been shunned. And so they had left the solar system for a while, and they still have 4 vessels here in the solar system at 4 different points. One around the around the Earth, which is a science vessel, and then 3 others at the Ganymede station, the X.2 station, and the Garoon station at Pluto. So they are just very disappointed, I would say. They're not going to start a war or start anything negative, but they're disappointed in the responses that they have received, and they feel very unwelcome, even though they want to bring a welcome hand to this situation. But there are other species that feel the same because they are not part of the galactic governments. They're from other governments outside this galaxy, and there should be some kind of hand extended to them to at least express themselves at these meetings. But they are not welcome, and so they know that, and so they've actually, in response to that unwelcomeness, they've taken the fleet away from the solar system, this solar system.
Thank you. And so are the world governments biased against reptilian races and feel that they no longer want to deal with any additional reptilian races? Is that one of the reasons maybe why they don't want to deal with this particular race?
It's not quite that, because they deal with other reptilian races, but these reptilian races are within the galaxy. So they are talking to them because they're part of the galactic government. Now, the Eliashondai Zendi has a break-off species from themselves that's in a lower dimension that still is not part of the galactic government, but is trying to make inroads to this solar system as well. So if you were to see the politics out here, it would be just as confusing as the politics on your Earth. believe me.
So you feel that they should at least have some type of communication or dialogue with the governments, that
I
they're
believe
fairly.
that would, since they are trying to become friendly, it would be nice if there was some kind of dialogue with the world, because without that dialogue, then that tends to cause bad feelings and tends to set them on a different thought process. And I would think that they wouldn't want to do that.
Okay, well, great. I just wanted your opinion on that. I was just interested to know. Thank you very much for your answer.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. There's a question from Christine. Go ahead, Christine.
Hello, Tukur.
Greetings.
Greetings and love.
Yeah.
I was wondering, in the meeting, I'm concerned about how the U.S. is now participating in the meeting. In that, is the new administration becoming involved in them, and the old administration move out, or?
They are not permitted to join yet, from what we understand. They will be permitted to join on Monday, but that will be the first time we will see the new administration.
Okay, and about this Space Force that has been initiated, is that going to really go anywhere, or is that a positive beginning?
It's like what you would call a double agent. It's there to protect the Earth from those outside of the Earth, but it's also to protect the Earth from any protect the United States from any outside threats from any other nation.
So it's sort of like a cover-up.
The thing is, it's a very expensive project, and it's not even really started yet, just barely.
Yes, I understand. And with little money that we have now, probably won't get going for a very long time.
Well, they have to organize it, because it's not in the proper, it's not the way they have it set up to work, or the way we see them setting it up is not going to be very functional for a long time.
Okay, thank you very much, Tukur.
You're welcome.
Thank you. There's a question from Kathy. Go ahead, Kathy.
Greetings, Tukur.
Greetings.
I have two quick questions. One, I'm not sure if you can answer this or not, but I have been given some activation codes, some type, like a pictogram for the 1010 portal, the 1111 portal, and the upcoming 1212 portal. Yes. And I was wondering if you had a way of translating what these pictograms meant.
They're from very high dimensions. These pictograms are to go along with the portholes that open in each of these months of your year. They go along with the numerology of these particular months and dates. 1010 would be a beginning where it begins. They're telling on the 1010 porthole that new beginnings are starting, but there are some things that must be cautioned, because in their numerologies of this 1010 porthole thought processes, new moons and things of that nature, there are some dangers. So with some of these new and potential openings, the 1111 is much stronger and is telling that whatever happens at this point at 1111 it's starting on that day. They're saying that that particular day, 1111, is the beginning of a process that will not be able to be stopped, and that it will continue for a long period of time. And they're not saying what process this is. They're very cryptic about it. They actually do say things about it, but I cannot decipher it. It says the technology and understanding of wisdom, which doesn't seem to fit together. The technology and understanding of wisdom is being deliberately dissected and turned into thought processes that do not unite and do not prepare for the future. However, there is another part of the message that says these different numbers can be made into very positive reactions and meanings, but it does not appear that enough people are grasping the understanding of the 1111 to bring it to fruition yet. Then you have the 1212 portal, which means at this point, these pictograms are telling about what is happening since the 111 portholes have been open. And these are telling that part of the part of these infrastructures that have been set into motion by the 1111 porthole are on the right track, and others are still being manipulated and still being taken for a different meaning than what they were originally purposed. So it is a very mixed message. It's very positive in many senses, but there is a negative side to these pictograms, which is not, I don't quite understand, but they're doing both a positive and negative on there, but it's not like the destruction of the world or anything of that nature. It's just the thoughts and processes of mankind at this portion of the ascension process are confused. That's what I gather from it. And
Well,
so as that
statement.
confusion is, there is a time coming at the end of the month at the 1221 porthole, which is far different than any of these pictograms has talked about. And let me, because they are not talking about this porthole. They're talking about the ways and energies of the earth according to how they see it through their technology, thought processes, and positive and negative energies. For the 1221 porthole, let me tell you about that if you want to know about that. That was on your mind as well. So
yes,
the 1221 porthole will start on actually the 18th and go through the 23rd. It's a very large portal. The energy that's in this portal cannot be just for one day. And it's already ramping up now. It's already started now. The energy of that porthole is sort of drawing energy here to this planet already. So let me tell you about that. This is a vibrational shift. This is not your average shift of energy through a solstice. This has been targeted as a vibrational shift for those that are understanding what that means. Vibration is where you are in your density. Your density will change on these in this time period. It will move up or down depending on who you are and how you have set your future alignments. You must be in alignment with this mind, body, soul, spirit, and emotions to move in a very forward way. If you are not set, it can be very sort of confusing for you. There will be a dimensional shift. Now, there will also be a spiritual shift. There'll be a dimensional, I said, but I meant more density shift, meaning vibrational.
Mm-hmm.
The density portion of it will be for those that are in higher densities. Their dimensional shift will show show them some unique things because of their high density. Does that make sense to you?
It does. So are these people both on and off planet? It's affecting both?
No, they are still in this dimension,
Okay.
but they are closer to the next dimension than others because of how they've lived, their meditations. They've been rising dimensionally, and also with their density. And so they will get a peek into the next dimension. They will get a peek into the next density. So that is very exciting for them. That will not happen with everyone. It will happen with those that are ready. Now, let me tell you what else is going to happen on the around that 21st portal is that there will be many people going through a purge. I know that people are working on their magic and it's going through the solar plexus and that's purging. This is a different kind of purge. This is totally and completely spiritual. All spiritual energies that they are using, all spiritual gifts that are being used will be intensified and made pure and made from a higher power grid. So there will be people in different levels of this 21st density shift. It will be representing each individual because of where they are in this. Because let me describe, this is the kind of shift that goes to each and individual person and changes them individually. It is vibrational. It is working with that vibration, which is you. Nobody else. Your vibration. That's it. And you will experience something different than someone else because no one is at the exact same vibrational area than someone else. So that is how it has to work because it is vibrational in nature. So it's also spiritual in nature, and that is in alignment with all parts of the body, mind, soul, body, spirit, and emotions. So as it is affecting one part of your vibration, if all things are aligned, it affects every portion of that alignment. Does that make sense?
Yes, so completely. Yeah.
The alignment is important so that you may grow in all these places. If your alignment is high in spirit and physicality but your emotions are a mess, it may not be able to work as properly as it could. It's looking for those that are aligned with everything.
Mm-hmm. So almost coming down to this is the date that everybody's worked towards.
And it will show you a glimpse into the next vibration, this step higher of vibration, if you're ready for it.
How exciting. I'm sure a lot of people are.
It is exciting, but some people are not even close to being ready for that. And so it might hit them it might knock them down.
Shake them up with the purge.
But it's not meant to do that. It's not there to knock anybody down. But if they're in a place where their negativity is high, it may just knock them down.
So if you're not in good alignment at that time, it could really cause a big purge in your life.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So
it could do several things. It's working with each and everyone in an individual vibrational way. So look out for that. Look for it to work with each person in their own vibration.
Okay, so how can we best use these codes individually? Do we just meditate with them?
You must understand, yes. Well, these codes can be used for that as well. But what it's saying is keep on the right path. The 1212 has 2 2s in it. 2 and 2 together make, it is you're on the right track kind of attitude. whereas the 1 wands are still starting something else, starting or trying to start what it was originally put into the thought process, but hasn't really happened yet.
Okay.
So the other thing is it actually comes out to a 6, which is a very powerful number. 6 is a power number, and as a power number for 1212, it is a day that you can start to feel that power from the 1221 portal. It will start to really ramp up by that point.
Awesome. Wonderful. That was a great explanation. I think that helped a lot of us. Thank you.
All right,
I
very
have
well.
one personal question. I thank you earlier in the week for bringing me into the ships during my meditation. I really enjoyed our visit together.
Yes.
And I know you were trying to give me a message and I wasn't able to receive it. I was in and out
It's
of
all
my
right.
meditation.
You will get it.
Okay, so you're not going to give it to me
You will
today.
get it when it's ready to come through, and all messages come when they are ready to be accepted and processed properly. So yes, you will get it. It was a higher level of message, so you will get that when it's ready.
Okay, thank you. I look forward to our next visit.
Yes, much love.
Much love.
Thank you. Okay, Dawn has some questions from the chat. Go ahead, Dawn.
Thank you, Karen. Blessings to Kerr. Okay, from the chat, this first question is from Laura Kurt. And her question is, to any being that comes through, is there a possibility the ancient beings will return?
Absolutely.
The beings that built our sacred spaces around the world.
Absolutely. Those are already returning. The monolithic societies, those people are already returning, and some are already here. There will be on your planet. They're not here in my ship, but they're on your planet. They are here, and more are coming, and they will make themselves known at the right time. Believe me, that those that have taken credit and have made monolithic societies, megalithic societies on your planet will make themselves known at the right time. At the time near first contact, they will start to reveal themselves in even greater ways than they have in the past. They have already revealed themselves to many scientists around the world, but the information will become even stronger as they come forth.
Thank you. Okay, the next question is from Paul McCarthy. I would like to ask if it would be possible to bring in Maharishi Mahesh Yogi of Transcendental Meditation for his comment on the current situation, but that will be from I guess a future time. So I will.
Yes.
I'll just pass that.
The Maharishi will want to come through because he's a great message of peace, love, and understanding, but he will also tell you that he feels the energies and he must warn the world to stay on a good path. But I would like him to speak at some time, maybe not today, but I would like him. Would you put his name, Karen, in the request list for the future?
Yes, I will. Sure.
Thank you. Okay, the last question is from Richard Ding. My question is for Takur. I felt 2 short bursts of energy on me on 2 occasions at 1:11 and 4:44 within a month. Would you tell me what they are? Thank you.
111 was an activation. They were both activations, actually. These activations are for your bringing up, and for the alignment of all that is you, so that you are able to accept the energies that will be coming in the new time of 1221, that vibrational change. These activations are telling me that you are ready to accept higher density information.
Thank you very much for your time. Blessings.
I'm sure there are others out there that are also experiencing numerals 111, 222, 333, etc. And they are activations at this time. Anything from in November and December of triple numbers or even quadruple numbers can be activations. Not necessarily, but some are accidental. But most, if you feel something that with them are activations from a higher source, from the numerology of the universe.
Thank you.
I have a question along that line. 1010 is a portal.
Yes.
But it's also my birthday. And I wonder how that having a portal birthday, does that have any significance?
Yes, it does. The significance of it is that you're even more, you are even deeper into the energy than some of the others. That energy is part of who you are.
And the fact that it's ones, maybe that's
Correct.
the beginning. Maybe. Okay. Thank you.
And actually, ones are very, very positive for the most part. And ones are very active right now in this world. It's very positive that the ones are activating things, but there are other numbers that are very popular and very activated at this time as well.
Okay, great. All right, there's a question from Yana. Go ahead, Yana.
Hi, yeah, okay, hi. Hi, Takura, nice to see you, thank you. Takura, how can we as light workers who work in collectives or in ascension groups help to guide this light in also perhaps from Mother Earth as a portal or as how do you say that?
An activation?
Amplify the energy. That was the word I was looking for. Amplify the energies.
Yes.
The codes that come.
Just like I said, it happens to each individual differently. But if you are in a group that is sort of like-minded, it may seem to be similar with the people in your group and with the way that it works. I would have your group get on the same like-mindedness and align themselves to the purpose of the 1221 portal and tell it that to let it do what it needs to do for them, to let it guide them and direct them and raise them up as it is intended to do, and tell them to stay as positive as possible and to be that example to the people, because their example will increase, it will improve, it will become a brighter light.
So does expansion of the field helps to guide in those codes?
I would think so, yes.
Okay. Thank you. That was it.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Okay, great. There's a, sorry, Yana, sorry. Was that it?
Okay, yeah, that was it.
Okay, great. All right, there's a question from Alan.
Greetings.
Greetings. How are you doing?
Good.
I'm doing well too. So this is
Good.
sort of a group question. So you mentioned the 1221 code, that sort of event to come. So just generally, is for, let's say, all the people like in this room, like as opposed, I'm just saying, what could we expect a little like more in depth? Like, what can we expect specifically? Those of us who, how should I say this, aren't exactly top notch with their extrasensory perception abilities?
That does not matter. What matters is that your spiritual targets, you're in line spiritually. Mind, body, soul, and spirit and emotions are all in that alignment spiritually. It will do what it needs to do with you if you are spiritually aligned. It does not matter if you're what you're doing. Just make sure that God is involved in this for you so that it can help your vibrational shift. It is a vibrational shift, and you should, if you don't feel anything, that's fine. It doesn't mean that it didn't happen. You will experience the change perhaps in another way. If you're saying, I didn't feel a thing, but yet whatever, it will have a change on you because you are aware of it.
Yeah, I guess my question, if I set the intention to be in alignment
That's good.
to integrate God in my life, and I have that intention to be aligned, and I feel that, I'm just curious what are the ways that a shift or a slight change in density can be expected to manifest outwardly, or is that just something that's different for every person? And if it is different for every person, I'd like to go ahead and throw that personal question in there. How?
Yes, it is different for every person, but for you, your density shift will be that I see, this is my guess for you, is that all your gifts will become even greater. Your talents will be more effective. Your emotions will become deeper. Your vibrational purpose on this planet will change slightly. I'm not saying it's going to be immense, but I see that you are in direct alignment with genius and the call of a higher calling for your purpose even now.
Thank you. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out for all of us.
I don't know how it will feel, but I know that it will make your mind even sharper.
Oh, so yeah, this was the last part of the question. So will that change be able to assist, like, let's say the remembering, like, astral travel, or being able to see or sense other higher density dimensional beings?
It might, but I cannot tell you that for sure. This is each and everyone's own dimensional vibrational shift. It could move you into that area, but I cannot guarantee that. It will for some.
All right. Thank you.
But I cannot tell you if it will for you or not. That is to be seen on that day and afterwards. Actually, it's going to last several days. That vibration doesn't just appear for a day. It has to become part of people's lives for several days. I know it's the 21st portal, but you will feel that energy, some of you, for days. And then you will feel it for days afterwards, before and after.
Thank you.
Good.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, there's a question from Susan. Go ahead, Susan.
Hello.
Hi, teacher. I'm wondering if, first of all, I've been having some health challenges, if I could receive a healing infusion, but also I've been curious about what type of work I've been doing in Astral. I know I signed up to go on ship a little over a year ago, but I don't have a lot of conscious memories of what I've been experiencing, though I have noticed some moments of like telepathic experiences over this last year and things like that. So if you can give me any insight around what I've been doing in Astral, that would be great.
Yes, you are one of the people that goes to the ship more often than some of the others, and you work in the first colony, which is telepathy and light language. You also work in 4, which is channeling. Up here, you're very different. You let go and you allow yourself to become almost teacher level telepathy. And you've noticed that coming through on your human side on Earth. So that's fine. It is that it is getting stronger and being a help to many up there. You're showing how well it works. The other thing you're doing in the astral, other than just doing some teaching and working one-on-one with people, you are actually working on stargates to some extent. You have a very sharp mind for this kind of thing. They taught you easily how to work on stargates, and 10 of them are still not working. So they have a lot of work to do to get them ready for the next few years for first contact and things of that nature. There are 12 major stargates and 52 smaller ones, and there may be even more than 52 now because I think they built some more. But the thing is, that's the original 12 and 52. So these things need to be fixed. And some of these smaller stargates are being fixed as well, but they're working on the larger ones first. That's one of the things you're doing. Plus, with these larger stargates, they need DNA infusions, because that is the only way that anyone will be able to use them, is if their DNA is in the stargate, and you are able to help them get the DNA that they need for the stargates. Once it's in one stargate, it can be replicated and put into all the stargates, and then they will be able to go from one stargate to another and reappear in their perfect replication, meaning that they must lose their molecular structure. Their molecular structure must be broken down and then reassigned at the end, and only DNA in the stargates can help them do that. So you are working on stargates. The other thing that you are working on as well sometimes is you go to Polana and work with building of some of the structures there, and you work on the grid lines occasionally as well.
Great. So is Polana a planet? I'm not familiar.
Polana is a hybrid planet where many hybrid families live, because the teachers there are very high quality, and they're there because the hybrid children are usually in a higher functioning group. And so they put together this planet called Polana as a hybrid planet so that they could train the hybrid children, and they could keep the families there as well. And it's a very wonderful place. Everyone gets along pretty well, and it also has other commercial things that are there as well, along with the hybridization program.
Okay. So have I had DNA infusions myself?
Yes.
Okay. And
only the ones you asked for.
Okay. And am I doing teaching on Polania with the hybrid children?
Yes. You like to do teaching. What you actually have spent a little of your time in the kindergarten and preschool areas to help them a lot, because you're very good with them.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, that kind of coincides with some information I've gotten before. So thank you very much. Take care.
You're welcome.
Much love.
Much love.
Okay, thank you so much. There's a question from Angie. Go ahead, Angie.
Hi, Takir. Much love to you.
Much love.
My question is just like more around Kathy's codes. She is gonna check it, but do the codes that she has, does it have to be individually looked at, or is the code energies that are in what she wrote, is it sent out across the earth, and that those that need it will receive it? How
everyone will receive the information and the energy from the codes. They are actually symbols with a great deal of meaning that were given from a very high area that is anonymous. but these codes are for positive use. So these are being just from higher, they said from 8th, 9th, 10th dimensions. I'm not even sure where they come from, but they are like symbolic codes. They look like symbols. They are aligned with the numerology as well.
Is it?
Yes.
But do we need to actually look at the codes, or are
No.
they already there for us?
They're already there for you.
Okay.
You actually, if you close your eyes, you will see them.
Yeah, I do. All right.
Very well.
Thank you so much. That's it.
Everyone will see one of the codes. If you close your eyes, you'll see something that relates to the codes or relates to the symbols of them. And that is the part that relates to you the best.
I understand that completely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, Sheer has a question. Go ahead, Sheer.
How are you doing, Tucker?
Great. And yourself?
Doing well, I believe. Well, I have a lot of questions, but I'll just ask the highlights. First of all, the 1212 gate, is there any kind of advice for us of what should we do or not do during this time or before and after?
I just say stay in alignment with your spiritual growth. Do a lot of meditating and praying and move forward in that alignment, because it will help in many different ways when you reach the 1221, which is the same numbers, only they're in a palindrome setting and not just 1212.
Okay. Next question. You just mentioned 8, 9, and 10 dimensions, something that is being brought up lately. And I have an hypothesis about it. Since time doesn't exist, is it safe to say that those dimensions are what we refer to as the future in a perspective of linear time?
Well, linear time, yes, doesn't exist. So there are 12 dimensions. The number 12 is the number that is used most often in the universe. 12 lunar cycles, 12 dimensions, 12 elements that make up the universe, etc. So you will find 12 being a very symbolic number throughout all things. Now, you will find that it doesn't matter at this time how you feel about these dimensions or how they relate to you, because anything above the 7th dimension, you will not even be able to understand in any way, shape, or form. So do not worry about them, but they are not a part of linear time. They are part of all that is, and the continuation of the first 7 dimensions. And in the first 7 dimensions, you have certain things that are always there, such as gravity, light, magnetism, etc., water. And so in those first 7 dimensions, they're all very similar. After that, it becomes a little bit different. So time is not measured the same. It's not linear. It's not thought of as a way of measure. It is altered.
Mm-hmm. Also, I had an interesting interaction, I can say, and when the communication was beginning to shaken up and being closed, I asked for a certain entity to say hello for me to you, to send you my regards. Did you got it, or was the communication already lost?
I didn't quite understand the question.
I had an interaction with a certain being.
Yes.
And during that interaction, it slowly faded out, that
Yes.
interaction. And near the end, I asked that being to send you my regards. But
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. All
I'm
right.
guessing it didn't went through.
Yes, it did go through. Yes.
Can
There
you
are
tell
many
me?
different beings sending me greetings from others as well. So you had an interaction with Gelentrius Pilar, you had Pinar and several others that have actually come to me afterwards. So it is that I am thankful for you, and you are doing a lot of good things at the moment.
Okay, well, it's a good confirmation that you said his name. I guess it did went through.
Yes.
And I didn't know that he has a last name. He's from the, what, Valandrian race?
But from Remulac space.
Ah, he's near them. He's not
Yes.
from the same race as from what I understood.
Well, he's in, yes, he is from that race, but that race is in Remulac space.
Okay, interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, hi. There's a question from Julianne.
Hi, Tucker. Hi, blessings. I just have a personal question because it's all about my dream couple months ago that I went in my dream. I went to China and I was riding on an elevator that feels like when I was riding, it feels like a roller coaster. It's going down to China. It's the highest mountain of China. And
Yes.
yeah, it's the highest mountain of China, and then and they let me work on that mountain, and I see those souls that I was directing them to walk to the going to the stairs.
Can
So
you
it's like going to heaven.
Excuse me, can you just stand, can you hold the microphone a little bit away from your mouth? Because we're hearing every breath that you take.
How about this one? Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Just a little bit back. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And I was on the highest mountain of China, and I was directing those souls going to the elevator, going up, and some other are going to the stairs, but some are going to a different direction. So I just want to know what's that all about.
There are
And
many different, yes, there are many different paths in the afterlife to go to. Many just want to make it very simple for most people and say that there's just this one level of afterlife, but that you can choose different places to go in the afterlife after your review. So you were actually someone that was looking at those different directions and directing them. And this is something that I would like to talk to you more about, because I think that it's something that you personally would be interested in.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, hi. There's a question from Lilypad.
Yes.
Greetings, take care.
Greetings.
You were talking about codes, and
Yes.
well, I received a letter from a friend who's having a bad time, going through a bad experience. Anyway, well, he's in jail. I know him for a long, long time, and he wrote me a letter, and I wanted to show you if this, what he wrote at the end of the letter, if there's a symbol or code. I don't know what's the difference. So can I show you? And if you can see it, I'm not sure. Let me see.
Yes.
Can you see?
Yes, I see it.
Can see it. I cannot see myself, but Let me see if I can find.
That's all right. I can see it.
I don't know, like this is what he wrote, and I don't know what that means.
It means that he is that symbol is a symbol of that he's conflicted. He is not sure what's going on with him. He's not sure which direction to go. He is reaching out to find direction, but he doesn't know how to find it. And so he's sort of looking to you to help him find that direction.
So I think he's channeling.
Yes.
But he doesn't know he's channeling.
Correct. But he wants your help specifically with helping him find direction.
And I don't know how I'm gonna do that because I've been trying to do that. So
I know, but God, pray about it. God will enlighten you.
all right. Well, thank you. Take care. That's all.
You're welcome. But that is a call for help.
Yes, that's what I thought. I don't know if it was. That's what I understood. That he's asking me for help.
Yes, it is.
But
And
I don't know how to read it. I don't know how.
He doesn't trust everyone to help him, but he does trust you.
Okay. Thank you. That's a lot of heavy work where he is right now for me to take. Thank you.
I know, but you know that what I say is true. He is looking for you for the help because he doesn't trust anyone else. He knows that you care about him, but he doesn't know that about anyone else.
You're muted, Lily.
Okay. Sorry, I think he doesn't trust his family. I feel like he's putting all the weight on me, like I'm the window for, I don't know what he's for his solution, but I don't think
it's all right. Just sit and pray, meditate about the symbol and how you can help him better.
Okay. I was impressed about what he sent me, that symbol, and I recognized a code or something, but I didn't know how to read it. But I kind of knew, but but anyway, thank you for clarifying that for me. Thank you. Much
You're
love.
welcome.
Okay, thank you. There is a one moment. Oh, Safira has a question. Go ahead, Safira.
Thank you. Hello, Takir.
Greetings.
I just have a simple question about, it used to be that on our website, hucolo.org, where we have a Visit the Stars application from way back, that we would be able to write you if there was an emergency need. And I'm wondering if you guys still read that, because I sent an emergency situation a few days ago via that option, because I didn't know where else to do it.
We usually just send El Yaha to most situations.
So if I'm writing a question there, asking for help in that spot, that's not working anymore? That doesn't work?
Yes, it works, but we don't we send everything to that is medical to El Yaha. And other questions, I don't know how we can answer them because we're not allowed to send any answers by way of text or anything of that nature. So we will try to get the message through to you the best we can from other means.
Yeah, no, I understand that. It was simply a request for healing.
And yes, that's why we send it to El Yaha.
Okay, but they can take a very long time to get to it. So can't I ask someone else directly aside from El Yaha?
If you ask for Tepe directly, we will look into that. Tepe is dealing with a lot of patients also. El Yaha is the medical scientists around your planet are very busy. There are requests every day, all the time.
Yeah, I know. That's why it seems to take longer. Okay, I was just wondering because if anything had changed as far as that goes. Yeah.
And that's why I said we usually send those kinds of requests to El Yaha.
No, I understand that. Okay.
But we will take it if we're not busy.
I see. Okay. Thank you very much, Takir.
You're welcome. We love you. Believe me. We will try to look out for all of your medical needs. There's just so many calling because AI is attacked. There's been many different kinds of attacks on the planet. So it's been a very rough time to get medical help to everyone.
I understand, and thank you for all you try to do for us.
Very well. You're welcome. We do
Okay.
our best.
I know. Thank you.
Okay, I just want to say, I just want to make sure that I'm missing anyone. Okay, Suzanne has a question. Go ahead, Suzanne.
Hi, Tucker.
Greetings.
It is wonderful to talk with you this way. Thank you so much for all the healing help you've given me when I try to heal. I feel you around a lot.
You're welcome.
What would you say I am doing at night?
You mean in your astral travels?
Yes.
Your astral travels are actually you're going along trying to reveal information from the megalithic societies is one thing that you're doing. You're helping scientists to find the things because you're working with the aliens that know where to find the information. That's one thing. The Stargates are a big thing. They are getting everybody that they can work in any kind of technical way with the Stargates to help them. They're training and they're sending them to them. And so, yes, many of you are working on Stargates at night. So because it is the time for them all to become operational again within the next several years. So that has to be done. Now, the other thing you do is you work with the children on Polana. You are in love with the children on Polana, and that is something that you really love to do in your astral work.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. There are many things that are being done in the astral that are so significant. Grid work is so significant. Those grids were used and are still used to this day for direction. And when the megalithic societies, the people that have built them return, they will be used heavily again. So the grid work is important. The people are working on the axis. People are working on sometimes weather and earthquakes and tectonic plates in their astral. But you have to know what you're doing to be able to do these things. Not everyone is doing the same things. But the people in this group, a lot of you are working on stargates and grids and similar things. Other groups are working more with the weather, the tectonic plates and the volcanoes with us. We are definitely doing that and holding axis into place, measuring the movement of the axis, there is certain technology that we have for the axis and it has to stay in place. And if there's any movement, we have to increase it and things of this nature. And we have to call on other allies to sometimes get enough energy. So there's a lot going on.
Okay. Thank you so much. JLo has a question.
Yes.
Hi, Tucker.
Greetings.
Tucker, I am very curious, and I don't think I've asked anyone this before, but I feel it's stemming from somewhere, an incarnation, if you will. But why is it that I love felines so much?
Yes, you have been in the Lyran culture before. The Lyran, that is my culture, and that is a feline culture. And there are more than just one Lyran culture. when the Lyran planet was exploded and destroyed, Lyrans went to several different places in the universe, and you have reincarnated, if you will, in at least 3 of those different cultures, and loved them. The Lyrans are a very loving and friendly people, and so those cultures are amazing, and that is why.
Thank you so much, Takur. You know, I believe there were 2 Lyrans that reached out to me when I had a session a while ago with Jim.
Yeah.
And one of them mentioned the idea of me possibly visiting them in person, physically, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure if I interpreted it correctly or not, but that's what I felt. Is that spot on, or did I interpret it incorrectly?
They see who you are. And who you are is someone that will be working in the stars at some point. So yes, that was spot on.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Okay, there's a questioner from Heather, I believe. No, Heather didn't put a question in there. Go ahead, Heather.
I'll ask. Okay. We were talking about the AI. Do you know who's programming the AI?
The AI are a species of their own. They are independent, autonomous, and they are experimenting with human thought processes, DNA, and things of that nature. They were created a couple thousand years ago, actually, by a species that actually gave them their autonomy and let them go into space. Just with the agreement that they would not annihilate them or bother them.
Is this the AI that we talked to about a month or so ago?
I do not know.
Okay.
When did you talk to them and what did they say?
It was one of our meetings. It was a YouTube online Saturday meeting, and a group of AI did come through, and they had said the same thing, that they had been let go and they are on their own.
Correct. Well, that would be them, yes.
That's them.
The thing is, they are right now, they were not interested in humanity at all, but because they are 208 light years away at this point, but they are still experimenting with humans and causing a lot of problems on the earth because they don't have feelings, they don't have pain, and so whenever they are experimenting with humans, these considerations are not part of what they are doing. They're causing pain, causing problems mentally, and they're just trying to find out information. They're not actually trying to hurt anyone, but it is that they are doing so because they are not familiar with pain and they are not familiar with other things that they're doing with 2 humans. So
okay,
it's sad.
Maybe we can try and bring them in again and talk to them about what they're doing in another meeting.
Yes, they're actually just experimenting, but they're not doing it in a humane way.
Yes, yeah. I just tried to channel them, and I think I got the same thing, that they didn't understand what they were doing. Okay,
well,
awesome.
I think they know what they're doing. They just don't care.
Yes, they're not.
Yes.
They don't have that perception of kindness or care, or they know that if somebody were working on them, they wouldn't feel it.
Right.
And they wouldn't emotionally be in any place. So they assume the same of all species until they become sentient.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have some questions from the YouTube. Dawn, can you just how many do you have?
Just a second. I'm switching quick screens. I got a good list here.
Okay, well, just pick work because we only have 15 minutes left.
Understood.
Let's do two, and then we'll try to get back to some of the numbers.
Okay.
Try not to pick the more personal questions.
No, I'm not. I don't want personal on there. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah. Who creates the crop circles?
There are several different species that do crop circles. Some of them are underworld beings, because if you were to study crop circles, some of the crop circles were made from underneath the ground and not on top of it. But there are several species, but there are two that that put messages in the crop circles that work together to do so. And Hucolo are one, and the grays are the other. These two species are related in some ways, and they do work to put messages into the crop circles. Now, you're going to find, if you study crop circles, that they have several different layers of messages within each crop circle. That would be, there will be a musical message, there will be a mathematical message, there will be a symbolic message, and there will be also a verbal message. So there is many different messages all in one crop circle. But when you put crop circles together, if you put them in the right order, they do have a great amount of information.
Thank you. And the next question is related to the Gertfnir. Is there any type of music or movie that the members of the Gertfnir like to listen to?
Yes. There are certain musics from your world that translate well into our audio systems, such as Enya and Basha, and those that are sort of what you call new age music. Mm-hmm. Our systems are kind of different because you can reach into the music. The music is all around you and you can actually visualize it. There are certain colors and sounds that relate to one another and become very visual and visceral, even touching your skin seemingly. So our music is a little more physical than your music. But yes, we like softer sounding music, but it is that there is some heavier music out here as well. So you'll have to experience that for yourself.
Thank you. And I have another question here. This is from Palomar Lano, and who translates the crop circles, and how can ETs be summoned to Puerto Rico? And I'd just like to add one last thing to that. Is there anybody on Earth that does an accurate interpretation of crop circles?
Well, I do not study who is interpreting. There are many that go around and try to interpret. A group of scientists, they're usually travel in groups, and they usually are trying to find the meaning behind each of these crop circles, but a lot of them are not working at the moment. So I cannot give you any names at this time. And what was the second half? Oh, Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Puerto Rico is near one of the great vortexes, the Bermuda Triangle, which is one of the great vortexes of the world. And yes, you can call aliens and crop circles to that area. I'm not sure how much many wheat fields they have there. I'm not sure about what kind of fields they have, but usually they try to go for large open spaces so they can actually get close enough to the earth to create them. Now, some of them create them from a distance, but it's better to create them closer. But it only takes a few minutes for them to create a crop circle, and it leaves, some of them leave radioactive material behind. Some it changes the molecular structure of the wheat or whatever. There's different ways that they can do it with different energies. So, and the different kinds of energies that they use are done intentionally so that you will find that kind of energy and investigate it.
So each crop circle would be like a fingerprint.
Sort of, yes.
Thank you. That's all the questions I have at this time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Christine, and Christine, please limit your question to one question and then we'll move on.
Takur, I was wondering, because I don't sleep very well, and when I do, it's for a long length of time. Am I visiting or am I being productive during that time? Like visiting?
Yes, you are productive.
Okay.
Your time asleep is very productive. That's why you sleep for long periods of time. And it is because, and then when you awake from that, sometimes you're still tired. But the thing is, you do a lot of work. There's a lot of areas that we need your help. In the Astral, you visit the ships and are helpful in getting things ready for medical procedures.
Okay, because I feel sleepy now.
Yes, you do other things, but that was the last thing you actually did.
That's good. Thank you very much. Blessed be.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay, Angie has a question. Go ahead, Angie.
Thank you. Takur, I usually don't ask personal questions, but this is kind of a personal question. I had an extremely powerful dream experience this morning, and I'm just wondering if you could just was there anyone, can you tell me who it was that was in the dream or in the experience?
Well, I thought you were, but there were other beings there showing you that there are some things that are going to happen that are not going to be an ordinary experience. And so they're showing this unusual experience because it is possibly something that you will have to go through in the future.
Well, what it was I literally went inside someone. And
yes, I know.
I'm still trying to, that was really strange, a very strange feeling.
Yes, as a walk-in.
Yes.
Yes, I understand.
All right. Did I have others helping me?
Yes.
I thought so too, because I did ask for help for that.
Yes, there were others there helping.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I know I didn't have my mic. Maybe I was talking to my dogs. Don, if you have another question, you can ask 2 more questions if you can.
Okay, I'll check my list again. Thank you. Okay, this is from Richard Ding. Another question, if possible. I often had vivid dreams of participating in group killing. Can they be confirmed as astral missions?
Well, if you were part of the secret space or the secret space program or the space programs that are out here, that is possible. Mm-hmm. And they do call on humans to help them with these battles and become a part of their the super space program. And it is that is a possibility. So, but I would have to look into that.
Okay. The next question is from Josh Fozzard. I signed up for Dream Contact 2 nights and 2 nights later, 3 beings appeared in my dream, and the female touched my forehead and tried to get me to see something. What was she trying to get me to see? He asks.
I'm not sure what she was trying to make you see, but she was touching your third eye so that your clairvoyance would be activated and that you would be able to see something futuristic. That would be the only reason why she would touch the forehead in the third eye area, is for a futuristic contact of some sort. Now, she was activating the third eye. I would imagine she was trying to show you something fairly immediate, because she had realized that your abilities were not super strong in that area. So I would think she was trying to make you see something in your relatively near future in your reality.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next one is from Angie Murray. I have a portal birthday on the 8th of the 8th, I guess 8th month. What does it mean?
On the 8th?
On the 8th of the 8th month. What does it mean?
8 is actually, from the universe's standpoint, they're telling me that one was more about prosperity or the lack of it. So they're wanting to give you more prosperity, but you have to awaken to the thought process of where they're going with that. But prosperity has something to do with it.
Okay, well, I think that's all the questions that I have at this time. Thank you very much, Takur.
Okay, thank you. Did you have another question or no?
He said no.
He just said no? Because at one point he said no, and then he said he remembered, but okay. All right, great. All right.
All right. It is time for me to probably go. So I am going to say goodbye to everyone. I hope that this was informational, that that I see you all in some of the government meetings that are happening. They will be much more informational coming up very shortly. Remember, this was only the first few days. They were the informational preliminary days where the organization and preliminaries were gotten out of the way. And so now things can start to be discussed in a greater realm. And many of you have much to say, I'm sure. But it seems like that the governments are a little bit more riled up this time, that there's much more excitement to talk to us this time. I'm not sure what that's all about. I think perhaps because your planet is closed with a disease and they want to, some of them want to stay closed and others of them want to open up. So I think that's part of the discussion in the near future. But first, we're going to discuss first contact, and then after that, it will go into these other discussions.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Takur, for all of your information, and it's always a pleasure to speak with you.
I am honored to be with you all. Much love.
Much love. Okay.
Hello.
Welcome back. Hi.
How are you? How is everyone?
How's your throat?
Good.
A little irritation going on there.
Yes, there was a moment of very deep something, and then it went away.
Oh, good. So before we go, I know we have some announcements and then we'll go into blessings, I think. So is Angie still around? Does she want to make some announcements?
Yes, Angie is. And so
Camera.
I am now. Jim is getting ready to schedule the next class. It is White Magic Level 1. That one he should be scheduling next week. As soon as we get the dates for that, we will get it posted on the Hucolo website under classes. I will also get information out to those that once the date is scheduled for those that have already reached out to me. And then we will add it to many of our webinars, the announcements. In order to get that information, please send an email to classes@hucolo.org, and we will get you on the list, and then we will go from there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're
All
welcome.
right, we're going to do some blessings. Yay. All right, we'll start with Kathy. Temple, did you want to do a blessing? If you do, just put because you didn't say anything this whole day, but normally you do.
Yes, I would love to. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, go ahead, Kathy.
Idoni paroja matorodo alashiada, maloshotoku, shuroko dashe asutoro, alokodoro, ashante kojo amarokosh, ilaro ese, shatoro doso amanatoko, taroshitoko inaranoko, hisoroshoto emane, shatevitaho ashadio idi iriado, maritoko amasodosha ashadio ashadia, aporo oja, oduare, matoro doja maparado, shanase ora mari maju.
We send love and blessings to all of you, and we send light into the darkness. We send truth to where there is none. We send healing to you as well. All these things are part of what we want for you as a peoples. We want the ascension to continue. We want all things to move forward. Please hear us that we are with you, and we'll pray continually for you.
Thank you. Okay, Angie, go ahead.
Tu iania kuaisha na kuiata ar I tarakuasam. Wa iati kuashiani atukui ataka ania saka a ora I amono I shono wale kanani ataka wapatia tianana.
There is so much information for you all to give. It is unlimited what you can give to the earth. Unlimited love as well, unlimited healing, unlimited faith and compassion. You are here as a gift to the world. Shine your light so that you may be seen and known for your love.
Thank you. Okay. Temple, go ahead.
Nishikiato no sukulopota, naya satana, nuniaskupa iotoko, naniasku uloto, naniaskiatiasa, nayasto topa, tioko shototo yanias, niala utia shotia no mapa, kupitia shokota, nayaska, nanialdo upa, kikiaska, notiasa.
Reach out to one another, love the unlovable, be with each other. This is a time that you must fortify your faith in one another and in God so that you can lift each other up, so that the world can be a better place, so the ascension can continue, so that the world can be healed in a very, very wonderful way.
Thank you. And lastly, Dawn. Go ahead, Dawn.
Thank you, Karen.
Nothing will stop God. His will be done. We will help him in every way we can, and we know that you will as well. But his will must be done. This planet must rise. It cannot be destroyed, or we wish that it's not be destroyed, because that would be a failure of all things. But love will conquer, and things will continue to move upright.
Thank you. Okay, so we're at the top of the hour. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
And so you'll be back in 2 weeks?
As far as I know.
Awesome sauce. And And we'll see everybody next week. Deb Purcell and Rick will be here next week doing healings and past life inquiries. So please tune in. And if you haven't liked and subscribed to our channel, and if you would like to be in the room with us, with Jim, you can become a member of the club Hucolo, and you can find out about that on the website, which is hucolo.org/webinars. And for just a small $10 a month, you get to guarantee have your question answered in the room with Jim every 2 weeks. So, yay.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Go and have a blessed day and continue to shine your light. All right.
Thank you so much. Much love to you.
Bye-bye.